Hi everybody, welcome to the final On Film on Video of 2022. It's December 30th, almost out of the year, almost out of this year. I don't know how this camera's going to work. I may have to shut it off after 5 minutes and come back. Well, we'll do that if we have to. It's been a year. It's been a year. We got through it, most of us. One day to go. I've seen a lot of movies. I hope you've seen as many movies as you want to. I hope you've seen the movie about the blue people, if that's what you want to see. I hope you've seen, the Glass Onion movie, if that's what you want to see. I really do hope that you saw Top Gun Maverick. I really hope you saw the Banshees of Inisherin. I hope you saw Tar. I hope you see a lot of things, and more things are coming out, and it's going to be pretty good for the next little while, and then we'll catch up with the coastal cities, the coastal cultural centers, and we'll have all the good movies that opened on January 30th. And stuff like that come through here. So we got a little bit left of the year, actually. It stretches into February if you're in Arkansas. I want to talk a little bit. This is going to be, I think, probably on the short side, because I'm not going to show any clips. I'm not going to lead you down any dark paths this week. I'm just going to tell you we're going to make some changes next year. And the main change we're going to make is we're getting rid of the new movies column. It's going to go back, and it's going to be to what I used to do, which was the on-film column. Only the on-film column sort of evolved into this video, and this video is really going to become more of a new movies column, because I'm going to be talking more about what is opening in theaters that week. And if we have clips and we have other things, we can do that. But it'll be more of it'll be shorter, it'll be more to the point, it'll be less rambly. Not that people have complained about it being rambly before. We're just going to try to shift things around because we want to keep moving. You either have to grow or die in business and in media and in doing this sort of thing. We always want to try new things. One of the things I want to do with the on-film column, and this is something I've been working on for quite a while now. I've been working on a book about movies. It's sort of a memoir about movies and sports and music and stuff like that. I would say it's not so much about me, though my experiences are naturally what focuses the book and what frames the book. I'm going to start running some of those pieces in the on-film thing, just because, number one, I want to use this work product, the stuff I've worked on, research I've done, things I've thought about, things I've written. I want to start using those in a context that's very usable to me, or very useful to me. And if the book comes around, they'll be in the book in a different form. If not, well, then at least I didn't waste this motion. You understand? So On Film is going to come back. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be, I almost called it old movies. And the reason I almost called it old movies was because calling the column that exists now new movies was sort of a joke and sort of an homage, because we used to have this feature that Eric Harrison supplied, which was basically new movies, and it was capsule review or capsule synopsises of the new movies that were opening this week and opening next week perhaps. And we did away with that feature for a couple reasons. Number one, it was sort of redundant in that we were reviewing the new movies that opened this week, and the new movies that were going to open next week were never quite solid. If you get my drift, things open or don't open for all kinds of reasons, and in a market like this, it was really volatile. Also, you have to understand, if you're a Central Arkansas reader, we cover a big area. I mean, we're also in Northwest Arkansas. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, you probably have noticed a certain Central Arkansas bias. That's because that's where I live. That's where we, basically. But we try to review the movies that open in Northwest Arkansas as well, which is why you will have a movie like The Fabelmans being reviewed when it opens in Northwest Arkansas, and not when it opens in Central Arkansas. It opened here later, a couple weeks later, actually. So, same thing about Empire of Light. Same thing about several movies this year have opened in Northwest Arkansas. Back in the long ago, we used to have a separate movie style section that we put out for Northwest Arkansas, but that was back when we had a bunch of people working on it. Now it's just me and the crew consists of, and I want to thank everybody, I hope I don't miss anybody, our copy desk chief Joe Riddle, Emily Gist, Stan Didman, our wonderful designer, sometimes Heather Kirsten, sometimes Elizabeth Atkinson helps out, Eric Harrison still helps out, Karen Martin, who is our founding editor, she still keeps her hand in. She reviews movies occasionally and does the home movies feature for us. My great critics and contributors, Dan Liebarger, Piers Marchant, Keith Garlington, our new guy Al Topic, who's done such a great job with his film scene column and is also writing some reviews for us and some flashbacks for us, the reviews of older movies that we kind of occasionally run. I got a good crew, and we're going to hopefully expand next year and have more voices contribute to our pages. Courtney Lanning has been a great addition to our staff, and she's been working for us, I don't know, like 3 years now. Yeah, I mean, she's a veteran. See, I got her even though I forgot her. I don't have anything written down. It's just, I just want to express like a lot of gratitude to you guys too. Not everybody watches this video. Not everybody knows this video exists, but those of you who do, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the readers who aren't going to necessarily see this appreciation video anyway. I want to thank Nick Popovich, who prepares this video for us. I want to thank everybody at the Arkansas Democrat Gazette has played a role in this. You have to understand that a newspaper is sort of a different kind of organism. It's a bureaucracy. Of course, we have a structure, but it's also at its best, it's a very semi-permeable membrane where people cross back and forth and do what needs to be done rather than just following their job description. We've had lots of people who have done lots of things for us this year. We're really happy about that. We really like where we are. And going forward, I see a future for Movie Style evolving, doing more streaming stuff. I want special thanks to the theater people out there who've helped us out, especially Matt Smith of Riverdale and several other theaters around the state have been very helpful to us. The film community that Al is covering, is writing about, it's been really helpful and kind to us. We have the Arkansas Cinema Society, the Hot Springs Documentary Film Festival, all the little film festivals that have popped up around the world. We're trying our best to keep up with you guys. If we mess up, my idea, and now that I'm deep enough in this, 8 minutes in there, I can start telling truth. My idea is that the film coverage should be, spread across our newspaper. It shouldn't necessarily be ghettoized in this Friday section. And we are working very hard to get other style sections and calendar sections and even news sections to write about these sorts of events. The problem is that a newspaper, in addition to being a bureaucracy with a semi-permeable membrane between departments and where people can cross over and do different sorts of jobs, it's also sort of like it's a wonderful, when you're understaffed as a newspaper, it's a perfect opportunity for things to fall through the cracks, and I want to, as much as possible, stop things from falling through the cracks. I can't promise anybody coverage about anything, but I can promise that we will try to do better every day. Every day we're going to try and get better and better. That's why we are constantly reinventing this section, constantly reinventing, what we try to do here at what I still call movie style. So, with that in mind, we're going to continue to, focus on reviewing movies. We're a critical section. We're driven by the movies that we write about, that are the movies that are opening in theaters and on streaming services that you guys can watch. We're not going to certainly turn into, Us Weekly or People Magazine. We're not going to write about personalities so much, and especially not celebrity culture. We're not going to write about, even though it's adjacent to, the stuff we do write about, movies and film and things like that. I hate to say film because people say, oh, that's a pretentious, it's just a synonym for movie, that's all. Use them interchangeably. I'm not some guy who thinks there's a division between movies and films. I will say that there is a division between, film buffs and film scholars, and, we try to kind of service both those, really interested film moviegoers, and, we want to be as serious as possible and do as good a job as possible. We want to write about what these things mean and put them in context of how we live now, to use the Trollope phrase. So that's it. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. We had a good year. We'll be back. This video is going to continue. I'm going to try to get downtown, and we're going to try to do that in a little bit more professional manner. But it's also going to be less labor intensive, and it's going to be more about, this is opening and this is opening, this is what I think, okay? So it may be no more than 5 minutes. It may be that I do it downtown in the theater, in the new studio, which I haven't even looked at yet. It may be that I do it here. I hope I can continue to incorporate, some film clips, though I'll have to say that one of the problems with doing the film clips is that sometimes you get flagged because not every studio is on the ball about what's going on. Someone stole their toy, they think, so they get upset and flag you on YouTube when we actually have. That's why they put those videos there, so we'll use them. So I don't know, but that's where we are. I don't know where we're going, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and we will see you in the science fiction year of 2023. That just does not sound right. I'm going to get in my car and fly away now. Take care, guys.